What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. And last night I was thinking out loud as I was watching the NFC Championship game between the Bucs and the Packers. And I was like, what if Tom Brady just became a mercenary and would sign just 1-year contracts with whoever he wanted in the NFL to try and bring them to a Super Bowl? Because he took over a good Tampa Bay Bucs team and made them great at 43 years old with no offseason. He's the GOAT. I get it if you hate Tom Brady, even in the AFC, you despise him. But there comes a point in time where you just have to be like, he's the greatest football player ever. And at least admire what we're being able to watch right now. This generation of football fans gets to see Tom Brady firsthand. I mean, what do we got? We got 3 MVPs. He's going to be in 10th Super Bowl here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He pretty much has every major passing stat. We'll get Drew Brees on the passing yards next season. Has every major playoff passing stat that I don't think will ever be caught. He's the GOAT. So what we're going to do here today is a little bit of a Madden 21 experiment. I am going to put Tom Brady on every single team in the NFL, and we're going to answer the question, can Tom Brady win a Super Bowl with every team in the NFL? If you guys like this idea, you want to help out the channel, a thumbs up is all I ask. Let's get into the video. All right, for the sake of this video, every other I'm just simming it, and we'll just look at the box score. But because this is the actual Super Bowl that is about to happen in 2 weeks, let's kind of get a front row view of what happened here. And Kansas City able to get a couple field goals. A little bit stagnant from old Tampa Bay here. But there we go, we get a touchdown. Make it somewhat competitive in the second half. You don't want to give Brady a chance. Look like right there, a touchdown when we look out of it. Right at the end, that's great. And we need to acknowledge that Tom Brady did not play his best football against Green Bay. 3 interceptions. And absolutely, Green Bay should have won that game. But, he's still a go. Getting to the Super Bowl is hard enough. Been to 2. I've seen 2 for my Eagles in my lifetime as a fan of this goddamn team. Unfortunately, they fall to the juggernaut that might be the new Patriots in the Kansas City Chiefs. But Tom Brady, Avocado Tom's going to have 31 other opportunities with 31 other teams to try to win another Super Bowl. Add it to his illustrious record. Let's go. We'll go for simplicity's sake. We'll go alphabetically. So first up on our path of 31 Super Bowl attempts, we got the Bears. And for our first team, Tom Brady has got the Chicago Bears as the 1 seed in the NFC. Now, if you know a lot about Madden 21, this is not shocking. The Bears are incredibly overpowered. Second in yards, 4,800 yards, 38 touchdowns for Tom Brady, 14-2. Let's see if we can get a Super Bowl. All right, we're not starting with a dub. We were able to beat the Seattle Seahawks 45-31 in the divisional round, which is very impressive. Tom Brady, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. But we went to the championship game and fell to the Dallas Cowboys 34-24. So for the Chicago Bears, Tom Brady could only lead them to the NFC Championship game. Let's see if Tom Brady can bring the Cincinnati Bengals their first ever Super Bowl title. This is a little bit better than expected. I was firmly prepared to not make the playoffs with the Cincinnati Bengals. We had 9-7. That's not that bad. Tom Brady was able to 7 seed. All right, final team in still counts. Still counts, man. It's still a dub. Second place in the AFC North. Statistically speaking, Tom Brady 27th in yards, 20th in touchdowns. That's not great. Not the same kind of numbers, but it's not the same playbook as the OP Bears. We know that. Let's go on this playoff run. That was a respectable run. No Super Bowl, but you can see we beat the Colts 28-17. We then beat the Ravens. That's an upset in itself, 24-20. Then we go to the AFC Championship game, fall to the Browns 36-33. If we had any defense, that game is not going on Tom Brady. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Put the team on his back. Just wasn't good enough. This one looks pretty weird, but I know Bills fans right now a little bit down the dumps. Let's see if Tom can bring you guys a Super Bowl. All right, 15-1. This is becoming a little bit more crazier than anticipated. Tom Brady, 4,500 yards, 49 touchdowns. Okay. I'm sorry, Buffalo. We were able to beat the Browns in the divisional round. We were able to beat the Colts in the championship. And you guys are unfortunately 0-5 in Super Bowls. Sorry. John Elway finally finds himself a quarterback, landing 43-year-old Tom Brady. And we got an AFC West title, 12-4, which is very good. And with the Denver Broncos, a 12-4 AFC West title. Tom Brady, second in yards, 32 passing touchdowns, as we also have secured the number 1 seed in the AFC. And Tom Brady is one and done, but, you know, the Chargers are a different beast altogether in a Madden sim, so I don't blame him. Tom Brady now on the Browns, and knowing how good the Browns are in Madden, we might have our first chance at a 16-0 season. Oh, okay. 16-0. 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns for Tom Brady, and this also, the Browns are super overpowered in the playoffs. This could be our Super Bowl, our first Super Bowl. Well, 16-0, and then that was a close one against Miami, 17-14. Then we go to the conference champion, smoke the Tennessee Titans, 35, 5 touchdowns there for Tom Brady, no picks. And then the Super Bowl, Browns versus the Bears, 31-28. Tom Brady, there we go. First Super Bowl in the books for the Cleveland Browns for our little experiment here. Have you ever wondered what Tom Brady would look like in an air raid offense? Okay, put some respect on Seattle. 13-3 is an outstanding record for the Cardinals, and still Seattle was able to win the NFC West, so kudos to them. Tom Brady in the air raid. 4,000 passing yards, 42 touchdowns, which is first in the NFL. And that's not what we're looking for. Well, he had the great passing stats, one and done in the playoffs, falling 24-21 to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. We got the Chargers, so our first time sending Tom Brady back to California. And with the Chargers, 12-4, again, much like that Cardinals, we're really, really good, unable to win the division, unable to secure the 1 seed, so we have to go through the wild card. Tom Brady, 3rd in yards, 1st in touchdowns. This is, I thought for sure we'd have at least 1 year that we didn't make the playoffs, and so far, we just keep on keeping on. He's unreal. For our playoff run, we were able to get one over on Bill Belichick, 27-24. However, unfortunately, we got absolutely smoked by the Colts in the division round, 30. Oh my God, Phillip Rivers. Ugh. It's not too often we have to bench the quarterback for Tom Brady, but we're on with the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, you ride the pine. Tom Brady is going to give you guys your 2nd straight Super Bowl. And shocking. I was actually prepared for Madden just to cheese us and have us not win. But we go 12-4. It's not, who did we lose to? I want to see, look at that, lose to Chargers, Ravens, Dolphins, say, okay. But we still found a way to get into the playoffs. It's not the 16-0 that we got with the Browns, but it's still pretty impressive. 15th in yards for Brady, 6th in touchdowns, 32, and we got the number 1 seed. And shocking, probably absolutely nobody, we got a Super Bowl. We beat the Browns 41-14, 35-24 in the championship over the Baltimore Ravens, in the Super Bowl 35-13 over Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. 4 touchdowns for Tom Brady. Now we got Tom Brady picking up in his old big-time rival Peyton Manning stomping grounds as he looks to bring the Colts another Super Bowl title. Got an AFC South title, 13. We've yet to not make the playoffs. Outside of the Bengals, where we're 9-7, we've yet to just not have an impressive record. Tom Brady, 3rd in yards, 3rd in touchdowns here with the Colts, but we got to run the gauntlet starting in the wild card. And it looked good. It was a hell of a run. 38-21 over Baltimore. Then we beat the Chiefs 28-17. We beat the Browns in the AFC Championship game. We go to the Super Bowl. We come up on the losing end against Drew Brees and the Saints. Brady not with his finest performance, but still, for this whole experiment, we get some credit for making a Super Bowl, just not the extra credit for winning one. So this is going up as a dub for Tom Brady. All right, something I never want to see if Tom Brady ever turns into this rebuild in real life and becomes like a mercenary and just signs 1-year deals with a bunch of different teams to try to win Super Bowls. Tom Brady Dallas Cowboys, gross. Leave it for Dallas to give us our worst record, but we're still in the playoffs. 8-8 for the Dallas Cowboys. Third place in the NFC, still good enough to get into the playoffs. Tom Brady was not super hot. 23rd in yards, 26th in passing touchdowns. But we got a chance here to go on a playoff run, and it starts against the Eagles in the wild card round. And I guess credit where credit's due. Tom Brady was able to do the unthinkable and actually have Dallas beat Philadelphia in a meaningful game. But we go to the divisional round, run into Aaron Rodgers, and fall 28-14. Kind of like when we did Buffalo. The opposite of this looked very, very weird. But hey, let's give the Dolphins their first Super Bowl since like the 1930s. With the Miami Dolphins, second place in the AFC East, 10-6. But we still at least keep the record of not making the playoffs. Tom Brady, not amazing, 24th in passing yards, 14th in passing touchdowns. But I got a chance here to run the gauntlet to have an opportunity at a Super Bowl. Oh, we got close. Able to beat the Houston Texans in the wildcard round, 17-3. We got the big upset over the Buffalo Bills, 25-21. However, coming out a little flat in the AFC Championship game, a 26-10 defeat to Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, I'm a little bit nervous that the first time we don't make the playoffs in this experiment, it's with my Eagles, but we got Tom Brady here in Philadelphia. And much like Dallas, it wasn't pretty, 8-8, but at least, yeah, we got an NFC East title. Cool. Tom Brady, 13th in yards, 9th in touchdowns, so statistically not too bad. And we start in the wild card at home against the Atlanta Falcons. And awesome. Not even Tom Brady could steer this mountain of absolute garbage known as the 2020 Eagles to even one playoff victory, losing 35-32. At least did he have like a big game? Not really. Next up, the man who made the Falcons franchise into a meme could help them achieve the dream of winning a Super Bowl title. Oh my God, it finally happened. Atlanta, what are you doing? 4-12. 4-12. Atlanta. Tom Brady thrived. Third in yards, fourth in touchdowns with 38. 4-12. You should be ashamed of yourselves, Atlanta. Tom Brady now has found himself on a football team. That's kind of disgusting. He made the Washington 13-3. 25th in yards, 12th in total touchdowns, but the team success, Brady elevated this squad into a legitimate Super Bowl contender in one season. And they were one and done in the playoffs as the 2 seed got worked by Jimmy G and the Niners. Tom Brady has returned home to his childhood favorite team, the San Francisco 49ers. The NFC West was uber competitive with the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners all getting 11 wins, but we got into the wild card to take on the Rams right away. In his first year in a Kyle Shanahan system, Brady was elite. 6th in yards, 2nd in passing touchdowns with 39. Let's see if that can translate to postseason success. It absolutely did not. One and done. Unfortunately, 21-13, we fall to Jared Goff and the LA Rams. I know it may be shocking to even suggest putting Danny Dimes on the bench, but Tom Brady is in the Big Apple, and it's a team that, he'd probably want to try to win a Super Bowl and make everyone forget about Eli Manning. And actually pretty impressive. I mean, we're playing with real injuries on, so this is a Saquon Barkley-less New York Giants. We went 10-6, won the NFC East. Tom Brady, top 10 in passing yards, 7th in passing touchdowns. We have a chance to run the gauntlet here from the wild card and go to the Super Bowl. Well, at least we can kind of add the Super Bowl appearance to the list. The Giants were able to beat the Eagles. We went on and beat the Seahawks in the division round. We beat the Saints in the NFC Championship game. However, in the Super Bowl, we fell to the Indianapolis Colts 24-17. That goddamn Phillip Rivers again. It's the second time that's happened. I guess what if Tom Brady went to another Florida team? This one might be the toughest one to date. It'll be an accomplishment within itself if we can make the playoffs, let alone go on a Super Bowl run. And unfortunately, for the second time in our little experiment here, we failed to make the playoffs. 8-8 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tom Brady, 26th in yards, but top 3 in passing touchdowns with 38. There's just too much working against you with a underwhelming Jags roster. Much like the Jags, this is going to be a tough one, but Tom Brady going to the other team in the Big Apple, the New York Jets. If he can even go 8-8, that's going to be very, very impressive. My God, he did it! Got the Jets as a 10-6. Tom Brady got the Jets into the playoffs, third in passing yards, third in passing touchdowns. Is Adam Gase actually not the worst ever? I mean, we made the playoffs. We got that nice dose of reality, getting smoked by the Chiefs 42-10, but Tom Brady got the 2020 Jets into the playoffs. Let that just sink in for a second. Very important and interesting one. Can Tom Brady be the first quarterback to bring the Detroit Lions organization a Super Bowl title? Not a bad start. Got the Lions an NFC North title, 11-5. Tom Brady, second in passing yards, 13th in passing touchdowns, so statistically a stellar year, but we got to get past Aaron Rodgers here in the wild card. And Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers have not been very forgiving in this experiment, as Aaron Rodgers works us, and Detroit is one and done, unfortunately. We're on to the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure there was no issue over Aaron Rodgers giving Tom Brady the number 12 uniform, and I think much like the Browns and even the Chiefs, we could have a chance at 16-0. This will be like a failure if we can't win a Super Bowl here with the Green Bay Packers. Very nice. Our second 16-0 of the experiment with the Green Bay Packers. Tom Brady was 7th in yards, 9th in passing touchdowns, so statistically a really, really stellar year. Gotta win that Super Bowl, though. There we go. Easy does it. Able to bring Green Bay another Super Bowl title. We beat the Carolina Panthers in the divisional round. We beat the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. And then in the Super Bowl finals against the Kansas City Chiefs, 21-7. Clean performance from Tom Brady. And there's a Super Bowl ring to add to the experiment. Here's an interesting one. Tom Brady going into young offensive mastermind Joe Brady's new offense. Can he lead the Carolina Panthers to their first ever Super Bowl title? It was a very, very competitive NFC South, but we got 10-6, squeaking into the wild card. Tom Brady was 13th in yards, 26th in touchdowns, so didn't quite thrive as expected under Joe Brady, but we got into the playoffs. That's the most important thing. We were able to beat Dallas in the wild card, 24-10. However, in the divisional round, we ran into Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, and yeah. Now it's time for the biggest what if for this Madden 21 experiment. What if Tom Brady stayed on the New England Patriots? Where would they have finished in the 2020 season? And the answer to that is he would have grinded their way to another AFC East title, 9-7 for the Patriots. Tom Brady, second in yards, 10th in passing touchdowns with 33. Can he go on a Super Bowl run, though? And one and done. It's an all-time classic from the looks of it. They do fall over to Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, 38-35. Just could not stop Lamar Jackson throwing the ball. Here's something I always kind of wanted to see. I always kind of want to see Tom Brady and John Gruden on the same team. Let's see what happens. Brady on the Raiders. 14-2, an AFC West title for the Las Vegas Raiders. And Tom Brady was 12th in passing yards, 7th in touchdowns, so thriving with John Gruden as they've secured the first round bye. Can they secure a Super Bowl title, though? And we're able to secure our first big, type Super Bowl win. Because so far we've won with the Browns, which are really good in Madden. We've won with the Chiefs, and we've won with the Packers. And look at that. Smoked the Bills, smoked the Broncos, and in the Super Bowl, we beat the Saints 31-21. Stellar performance there from Brady, out-dueling Drew Brees and bringing the Raiders a Super Bowl title. Avocado Job back on the West Coast and gets to play under Sean McVay for the LA Rams. Brady season in LA successful, 13-3, an NFC West title. Not good enough to get the 1 seed. We're got to go to the wild card, but 18th in passing yards, second with 41 passing touchdowns in the NFL. And it all starts this Super Bowl run against the 8-8 Bears. And for Tom Brady and the Rams, it's another Super Bowl victory. We're able to start the gauntlet. We beat the Bears 31-14. Then we beat the Detroit Lions 38-14 in the divisional. Beat the Saints 34-29 in the NFC Championship game. And in the Super Bowl, knock off the Cleveland Browns 27-17. 13. Another Super Bowl MVP performance from Tom Brady. The next up is the Baltimore Ravens. I think this could be a weird one. I'm not changing the playbook. They definitely have like one of the most obscure playbooks in Madden. I don't know how it's going to translate with Tom Brady at quarterback. So I'm expecting and hoping that with the Ravens, we can like go on a Super Bowl run. But it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Tom Brady operates within their playbook. Yeah, it's about as expected. 9-7 in AFC North title. I do want to see his rushing stats, though. He's 25th in passing yards, 4th in touchdowns. Did they make him run the ball? No, they didn't. Okay. That's fine. I mean, they don't really make Lamar Jackson run the ball a whole lot in Madden Sim anyways, but we got a chance here to do something special with the Baltimore Ravens and get the franchise another Super Bowl title. Nice, we'll take it. Another Super Bowl title. We beat the Bengals in the divisional 28-21. We beat the Chargers 31-24 in the divisional. We beat the Raiders 35-27 in the AFC Championship game. In the Super Bowl against the Washington football team, we had to take it to overtime, but we got it done. Clutch Brady does it again. 30-24, the Ravens. 4 touchdowns. 2 picks for Tom Brady. Outduels Nick Mullins for another Super Bowl title. I'll tell you, out of all the teams I've seen so far, this is the one I'm expecting a Super Bowl with. Let's see if Tom Brady can do what old man Breeze could not and bring another Super Bowl title to New Orleans. Thought we're going to have a chance at 16-0 here with the Saints. 12-4 is still not bad. First place in the South, but we have to go run the gauntlet through the wild card. Tom Brady was 13th in passing yards, 2nd in the league with 37 passing touchdowns. But this gotta be a Super Bowl victory. And with the New Orleans Saints, we went on a run. We beat the Bucs in the wild card, the football team in, the Bears in the divisional. We beat the 49ers in the championship game, but in the Super Bowl, we fall 31-28 to Justin Herbert, the rookie, beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady has moved on to Seattle. It just looks weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just because they have Russell Wilson, but it seems so weird to have another quarterback in a Seahawks uniform. But all right, Brady in Seattle. No first round bye, but still a playoff appearance. 11-5 for the Seattle Seahawks. 2nd in the West behind the Rams. Tom Brady 12th in yards, 8th in touchdowns with 33. Let's see if we can go on a run here with the Seahawks. And in one of the most shocking results so far in this experiment, we one and done to football team. They win ugly. Nick Mullins. What is going on with Nick Mullins in Washington? Another kind of odd sight looking jersey pairing is Tom Brady in Pittsburgh, but TB12 is going to look to try to bring the Steelers their 6th Super Bowl title. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, able to go 10-6, 2nd place in the North behind the Cleveland Browns. Tom Brady 16th in yards, 20th in touchdowns. Not his most prolific season, but we got a chance to go on a run. And while in Pittsburgh, they both achieved their 6th Super Bowl ring. We're able to beat the Chiefs in the wild card. We're able to beat the Colts in the divisional. The Bills 38-28 in the championship. And in the Super Bowl 35-14 over the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Tom Brady getting his 6th ring. The Steelers getting their 6th ring. And I think most likely another Super Bowl MVP for Tom Brady. Next up, can Tom Brady take the worst ran franchise in the NFL and bring them their first ever Super Bowl? Wow, did not see this one coming. 7-9. We don't even make the playoffs with the Houston Texans. Brady was 1st in yards, 5th in passing touchdowns, and even that wasn't enough to get J.J. Watt the Super Bowl he deserves. Here's an interesting one. Here's out of all the teams, like a top 5, I want to see what actually happens. Tennessee was in that list. Can Tom Brady bring Tennessee their first Super Bowl? Have they ever won a Super Bowl before? I don't think so. What is going on with the South? We didn't even make the playoffs. 7-9. Huh? Brady was 4th in yards, 14th with 32 passing touchdowns, and failed to make the playoffs with one of the best teams in Madden. And for the final team of the experiment, we have Tom Brady finishing up this tour of being a mercenary and jumping from team to team to see what he can bring them, and hopefully it's a Super Bowl. We finish with a team looking for their first Super Bowl, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. And life is good if you're a Vikings fan. 13-3, winning the NFC North, 1st round bye. Tom Brady 2nd in passing yards, 13th in passing touchdowns. So not a ridiculous season from an individual standpoint, but the team success was very, very good. And with our final team of the experiment, We were able to beat the Packers 34-31, beat the Saints 54-30, and win our 8th Super Bowl of the experiment, defeating the Raiders 31-28 in overtime Super Bowl victory. Tom Brady, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That is your experiment. Tom Brady getting another Super Bowl. We got 8 total. We have countless Super Bowl appearances and experiences that these franchises have never felt. Sorry if you're a Falcon, Jags, Texans, or Titan fan. Only 4 teams Tom Brady failed to bring to the playoffs. So this experiment went better than expected. We got the Bucks, the Bills, the Colts, the Giants, the Saints into the Super Bowl in 1 year, just with having Tom Brady on the team. We got the Browns, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Raiders, the Rams, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Vikings, all Super Bowl titles in 1 year with Tom Brady. And every other team, excluding the Falcons, Jaguars, Texans, and Titans, we got them into the playoffs with 1 year of Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. There's no other way to put it. So thank you guys for watching the video. As always, if you want to check out another way to support my channel, go check out my Patreon. I've updated all the tiers, all the perks. There's a lot of goodies over there to go check that out. If you enjoyed the video and it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We're working our way up to 150,000 subscribers. And if you enjoyed the video, all I ask is for a thumbs up to help my videos out in the old YouTube algorithm. Help C4 get a win on this video. That'll do it for me here today, guys. Thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow, most likely with the second flashback franchise rebuild of the Chicago Bears, and I'll see you guys then. Peace out.